Good day folks, a very warm welcome to you. My name is Nick, we're on the Commodore Amiga and we're going racing with Indianapolis 500, the simulation, published by Electronic Arts in 1990, developed by the Papyrus Design Group and designed by David Keimer. Now it also came out on DOS slightly earlier, but it represents the Indy 500. It's a Polygon racer, came out 1 year before Formula 1 Microsoft Grand Prix by Jeff Crammond. So, you know, it's a 500-mile race, 200 laps. Let's see how I get on. Now, back in the day, everyone loved this game, but I didn't. I found it quite tough to review beforehand, so I abandoned it. But let's have another go now. Essentially, you practice and qualify in a choice of 3 teams. Let's keep the mouse sensitivity low. And you must win the Indy 500. Now, you can do different distances, 10 laps, 50 laps, 100 laps, but the skill in this is setting up your car to perfection, which I think always I had a weak point on. Now, it's being controlled by the mouse, and that's where I start having problems. Look, I'm waving all over the place like a nincompoop. Now I'm scared already. Now, this is detail up to medium. You can turn it down a bit to, I really have to concentrate here to do the speed, or you could have it have a maximum. So this is the easiest car to select. I don't think damage is on this. So on the top, whether you can cycle through the different things, you've got the current lap time, the speed, that's the important thing in the top right. So after we complete a lap, we're there. Now, the sound is, well, it's great, isn't it? I'd have to say. It's moving very, very good. This is 1990, Indianapolis, the Brickyard. So come on, Nick. Now, these games aren't about expert gameplay, most particularly going to be in this one. It's about how you would have got on your first or second go. But back in the day, people actually loved this thing. It was supposed to be the first leap between arcade gaming and real-life simulation. But the amount of stuff you can set up, I haven't really got the patience for it, is incredible. Now, I think from memory, this car's going to be about 20 miles an hour short of being able to do any serious damage in the race. And that's where you need to tweak the tyres, the camber, the downforce, practically everything. Now, presumably in magazines, they gave you all the best stats to set the car up as. It's holding on quite well over here, but then it's like tinkering and gradually getting quicker and quicker. Once you've done that, you can have a bit of a race. Now, with damage on, because you can do up to 200 laps, as I mentioned, you could be on lap 198, clip the side and your tyre is broken, so it needs the maximum of concentration. So anyone that completed this on the trickiest car, I think it's a Penske, I think we're driving there, it's got different displays as to this one's got dials, then well done to them. So this is a bit of practice, not going too badly, but my speed is 194.09 average, you can see on the top right, and I think the quickest cars will be going 220. So you can see, with the basic setup, it's just not cutting the mustard in terms of the race. But the game itself moves smoothly. It's a good challenge. It's only one track though, is this oval, so that I think is why I found it a bit boring. And when Jeff Crammond's Formula 1, when Jeff Crammond's, I think I crashed into something there, a car behind me. When Jeff Crammond's Formula 1 Grand Prix came out, and for me it blew this one away. But we're in the pits, let's try and practice stopping. So my best lap is a 46.37, and on this setup I don't think I can go a great deal quicker. With less downforce, what I'm trying to get the, I think my pit is, there you go, there's a red dot in the distance, that's where my pit is. Don't overrun the pit. Now it's 1 mouse button for accelerate, 1 mouse button for brake, doesn't seem to be able to do reverse for some reason. But yeah, so select your fuel amount. Oh, let's put this is the worst pit stop ever. Select your fuel amount and all that sort of stuff. Now, if you're an expert on this game, apologies. This is very newbie style play. So we'll go straight into qualifying after this. The first Indy 500 was raced in 1911 and was run by Ray Harun, I think. Been multiple winners. I don't think anyone's won it more than 4 times. Time recording if someone has, then let me know. Right, so I won't bother setting up all this stuff, but it does affect your handling and the way the car goes. You can see there up the top there, I can adjust that F1 to F10, I think that's the number of boosts, I think, and it's telling you the sort of like keys you need to adjust everything. So you can change all individual tyres, the camber, and everything. But I'm just going to see basically how the thing plays. Now, if you had this one back in the day, let me know. You probably played it a lot more than me, and for me, with the Amiga mouse, it was, which I'm not using now, I'm just using a normal mouse, it was a challenge just to keep the thing on the track. I've got this at low sensitivity. Right, so qualifying, for the Indy 500. Basically, I'm probably going to come about 20th to 30th here, but let's just, I just want to see you a bit of the race so you know whether you want to track this one down or not. But I think from memory, because it's such a big game, I know sort of like the reviews of it, but I think people generally liked it. As I say, not one of my favourites. Sometimes you get games like that. Games will gel with you that everyone loves and you don't particularly like. To me, although I can see it's coded well as a Polygon racer, it's revolutionary, it's quite fast, it just wasn't entertaining enough for me. But there you go, that is just me. But anyone into setups and all that sort of stuff, wanting to get away from arcade racing, want more of a challenge, I think that would be in heaven with this game. And I can see that. I can see that. Only 3 teams to choose from. You've got this one. I think the other one is in like March, and then the Penalty. So we'll get in the, before the review's over, we'll get in at least one of the other cars. You can see that. We'll probably get in the best one, which is quite a bit quicker than this, but you have to ease off the accelerator around the corners. Here I'm pretty much booting it all the way round. And not having to do my own gears either. But yeah, I mean, if you had this game back in the day, you probably got a story about how well you was doing. It clipped another car, or another car clipped from behind, and it was race over, and you have to start all over again. So the Indy 500 called that because it's 500 miles, 200 laps of the Brickyard. So yeah, you can work out how many miles a lap that is. 1 point something, 1.5. Does that work out? Probably. Right, okay. Turbo. I don't think you could have multiplayer on this. You see my fuel, I'm filled up to 40 laps, so in qualified I could probably get that less. And the lighter the car, of course, the quicker it goes, but I've already full up now. I think you've got unlimited laps to do this, or maybe you just got about 3. So as you can see, I'm on lap 3. My speed is 195.05. Average 46.14. Yeah, it's a big deal, the Indy 500. It's one of those big races. Up there with Monaco, the Monaco Grand Prix, Daytona probably. Yeah, there we go. Right. So we're going round in a circle, round and round and round and round. If you're not into racing games, you might struggle with this. But boy, why is it on the mouse, man? Why can't you go like a joystick or steering wheel or something? It's mouse. It's mouse, mouse, mouse all the way along. If you was in the real Indy 500 and controlling it inside your cockpit with a mouse, I think you probably have a bit of difficulty. Right, let's zip into the pits, I think, round this bend. I'm not going to break the 200 barrier, but as I say, I think pole positions average will be about 220. So in the race, I might be being lapped pretty quickly. We'll do a short race, just so you can see what the wheel-to-wheel racing is like. Great sound, great graphics, great coding. To me, not an entertaining experience, unless you're really into it for Indy 500 or setting stuff up. As a kid, your brain would have brought quite a lot to the party, and I think a few people are watching this with great nostalgia, thinking, Nick, you're the worst driver of all time. Well, in this particular game, oh, I've missed my pit lane. This particular one I am. So there's the positions there I just flashed up. Yes, there we go. I think I'm number 32, aren't I? 195.12. Why am I the top one? I don't know. One of those. I'm not the one at the bottom, 174. Yeah, so soft and firm. I think that's the stiffness of the suspension. You can change that. We'll do 10 laps. We won't do 200. No yellow flags, no car damage. Well, that suits me because I'm probably going to crash it into the side. So away we go. This is getting exciting. It's a rolling start. I'm in position 33. So look at the top right. Then it should give the distance, the time in the middle of how far I am behind the one in front. So I'm 0.4 behind. Let's try and overtake. It doesn't matter where you clip them, but you imagine in real life you clip these, you could be, well, dead or injured or something. Right, okay, let's go on the inside. These cars aren't particularly, whoa, quick. I think I clipped him. Yellow flag. So if this is the real race, whoa, on the grass, that'd be game over straight away. I'll have to start again. I suppose it's slightly different with save states now in the modern emulation world. Not a cloud in the sky. It's always quite warm in Indianapolis in the USA. Right, Indianapolis is in Indiana, isn't it, really? If you competed in the Indy 500, let me know in the comment section below. Well, that'd be good if someone did. I think at time recording is 2022. Marcus Ericsson won the Indy 500, a former Formula 1 driver. I think raced for Lotus, maybe Caterham, I can't remember as well. But I'm not sure about that Lotus fact now. Takuma Sato's won it a couple of times. It was also a Formula 1 driver. Alonso was in it. but not the 2022 one, but didn't actually win the race. There we go. Right, let's go. Right, so next up, as 0.7 behind the next person. You never see real drivers' names there. So if you've just watched the Indy 500, I suppose this wouldn't be too bad to get into. What other Indianapolis 500 games are there? Let me know. It moves, I think it moves quicker than Micro's Formula 1 Grand Prix, because I was into Formula 1 more, I suppose that is a bit more insane, and you can do that one on the joystick. Bit more forgiving, and the tracks are a little bit more interesting rather than this over. I can't believe I'm saying the Brickyard isn't interesting. It's a classic race, but just like a race track, just like the Monaco Grand Prix, it doesn't lend itself to the... Yeah, anyway. I think it's one to watch for hours. I don't know how long does Indy 500 take to race 500 laps. I mean, they're going pretty much flat out the whole time. There's a big stress on the engines. Oh, I think that was that. I think it's that Penske I just clipped, so he might be out the race. But perhaps that's my secret, just to crash into everyone. I'm not sure if you can flip the car around and drive 200 miles an hour around the wrong way. Maybe you could do. Maybe you could do. I don't know. Right, keep going. Speed. 0.9. So have a look at that. 1.2 behind the person in front on lap 4. You know, my fuel's filled to 40 laps. I could have reduced that to 10 laps, which I should have done. So I'm carrying 30 laps more fuel than I should do, which obviously costing me a little bit of time. You need to make the car as light as possible. You need to optimise it as possible. And this car is straight out the box. Nothing's been set up whatsoever. So boy, I'm struggling. So it's been taken to the circuit, and it should just race this. Should have changed the downforce, should have changed the camber of the tyre, should have changed all that stuff. But you can cycle around it with the F keys across the top, and then to all that. But it's all in the practice and qualifying. So you need to spend a long time with this game, unless you know that. Well, also as well, some person's setup might not be ideal for you and your sort of like driving style. But it's all about getting the most speed on the straights, and balancing that with the road holding around the banked curves. I think I'm being lapped by cars already. I am being lapped by cars already. I'm in 25th place, so a bearing disaster. I'm not going to win the race. No weather conditions in this. It's always nice and sunny. There's never a cloud in the sky anywhere. Yeah, look how quickly they're going past me. So there's a big speed differential between me and the top cars. Boy, I need to get in the best car, but then damage will be on. Superpower. Green flag, that means the track's still okay. I'm halfway through and I'm being lapped by the field. Looks like I'm going to be lapped twice. 181.41. Right, I'm one lap down. You see on the top right? That's what it's saying. And I drive on the grass and bump into a fence, and I span round like a nincompoop. I don't think. Oh man, I don't think I'm gonna complete this race. We might get out now. Can I go around the wrong way? No, it's not letting me. It is sort of letting me do that, but I'm really struggling with the mouse now. Car's taking no damage despite being smacked by everyone. Perhaps this is the way to win. Oh, no damage, just take everyone out. Yeah, now this is a scary place to be. Sideways on. Oh, come on. I think I'm stuck. The car doesn't seem to be turning round. My pit crew will be massively radioing to me now. The commentators were going absolutely insane, saying that car's stranded on the track. It's dangerous. Oh well, we've lapped flat 5 of 10. Oh well, come on. Oh, why won't it reverse? Escape is to get out of here completely, but I don't particularly want to do that. I think I'm going to have to do that, aren't I? Yes, escape. Yes. Help me. Help. Right, okay, so let's take out another car. So that's pretty much how the race goes. So practice setting up your car. Once you're sensible, do the qualifying. So the Penske Chevrolet is the quickest. We'll get a different cockpit here. Then when you're confident with your setup, which you take ages, you can't just jump in for 10 minutes like me, and you're there. So we've got a different display, which I prefer. It's a digital display. So you can really see, look, it's going about 212 miles an hour there. Right, now, so taking the corners will be a bit tricky. Now, if I brush anything, I think the car's going to be instantly damaged. So this car is a bit more of a handful. Oh, and I might end up going slower as I ease off around the corners, but it's certainly got a better top speed. Now, that's when you need to like manage the downforce to give you a bit more holding around the corners there. But anyway, 200. Yeah, this car is a lot quicker. Oops, I've brushed the side there, but seem to have got away with it. Oh, and now, oh look at that. The left tyre's gone. That's flatter than that's a bursted tyre. So you know, the handling is quite interesting. I didn't even get round one lap then, and it's boomed kaboomed. I don't know. I'm going to get this back to the pits, am I? You can use boost as well, which I don't seem to have been doing. Can I get this? No, I'm going to have to. I don't think it's going to drive at all. The left tyre is heavily blown, which you can probably see. Looks like someone's taken a knife to it. Let's have one last go on this. See if I can get it around at least one lap. Right, go Penske, go. If Penske are watching me, Penske Chevrolet, I don't know what they are now. I think Penske are still going. Then please consider, no, don't consider assigning me as a driver. I'd be dead quite quickly. Right, now, let's see if I can get round one lap. Might have to poodle round. Bear in mind, if I get too much damage, too much clipping to the sidewall, I'm doomed. So what did I do in the other car? A bit like 195, wasn't it, miles an hour average? So the other car was too slow. This one, it's got the opposite effect. It's too quick round the corners. You need to do it. But I do prefer that cockpit display much more than that. There's another car in between the easy and the hardest one. I think it was the March, wasn't it? In the middle. So you're going to try that one out there. That is there too. So 3 cars. So if you're successful in one car, then you can immediately get in the other one. I think they need slightly different setups each time, as they almost drive into the pit lane like a crazed fool. Right, come on. Let's go round. Right, so this is that. So 18315, but that wasn't a proper lap. Let's go. Oh, it's really struggling to hold on. Right, that's one bend. Come on. Oh, yep, tyre's gone. I clipped the side. And they're concrete walls, really. So the right tyre's gone. I'll span around. So at the moment, with these skills, there's no way I can do 200 laps. That is for sure. So that was pretty ropey gameplay there, but I've seen you sort of like how it played. Good Polygon graphics, great engine sound. A lot. You need time with it. You can't just jump in as a noob. So if you'd like to have a look at that one, that's Indianapolis 500: The Simulation by Electronic Arts in 1990. Got any comments about this game, similar games, or anything retro? Then please comment below. You're always more than welcome. Until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.